What the fuck is this piece of shit?
If you've spent more than 5 minutes on Twitter, Tumblr, or AO3, you've seen them. The fan art, the 100,000-word slow burn fix, and the heated debates over who's the top and who's the bottom. We're talking about BL pairings, specifically in shonen anime. Whether it's the intense rivalry of My Hero Academia, the soul-crushing tragedy of Jujutsu Kaisen, or the wholesome teamwork of Haikyuu, male-male shipping has become the backbone of modern anime fandom. But why? Why are women so deeply, sometimes pathologically, obsessed with two fictional men getting together? And where do we draw the line when fanon starts replacing canon and the shipping wars turn toxic? Grab your tissues and your tinfoil hats, because today we're diving into the world of the fujoshi. To understand the obsession, we first have to look at the term fujoshi. It literally translates to rotten girl. Originally a pejorative used in Japan to shame women who enjoyed male-male romance, it was reclaimed by the community as a badge of honor. But why would a woman prefer watching two men fall in love over a traditional boy meets girl story? Psychologists and cultural critics have a few theories. First, there's the escapism from gender roles. In traditional shonen or shoujo romances, female characters are often burdened with societal expectations. They have to be protected, they have to be the girl, or they're relegated to being the support system for the male lead. In BL, those roles are gone. You have two characters who are often equals in power, status, and narrative importance. Women can project their desires onto these characters without the baggage of being a woman in a patriarchal society. You aren't watching a girl get saved, you're watching two warriors, or athletes, or sorcerers navigate vulnerability on a level playing field. Then there's the pretty boy factor. Let's be real, the character designs in JJK or Haikyuu are top tier, but it's more than just looks. It's about emotional intimacy. Shonen anime is famous for its power of friendship, but for many female fans, that bond feels so intense it transcends platonic boundaries. When Gojo and Geto are called the strongest duo, fans don't just see teammates, they see a soulmate-level connection that most canon straight romances in anime never even touch. Let's look at the heavy hitters. First, Haikyuu. Haikyuu is arguably the safest shipping ground. It's built on teamwork and mutual growth. You have KageHina, which is Kageyama and Hinata, the sun and moon dynamic. Their lives literally revolve around each other's success. Then there's Boku Akachi, which is Bokuto and Akachi, the high-energy ace and the calm setter who handles him with more patience than most married couples. In Haikyuu, shipping feels like a natural extension of the character's obsession with volleyball. They spend every waking moment together, pushing each other to be better. For fans, it's not a leap to imagine that passion extending into romance. Then we have the Titan, My Hero Academia, specifically BakuDeku. This is where things get intense. The rivals to lovers trope is the bread and butter of BL obsession. You have 10 years of history, a childhood friendship turned into a bitter rivalry, and eventually a desperate need for atonement. Fans aren't just shipping them because they look cute, they're shipping the narrative weight. Bakugo's apology to Deku in the later seasons was for many shippers the ultimate confession. Even if it wasn't romantic in Horikoshi's eyes, the level of emotional vulnerability displayed is exactly what female audiences crave. Men who aren't afraid to cry, scream, and admit they need each other. And finally, the current king of tragedy, Jujutsu Kaisen. If you want to talk about obsession, look at SatoSugu, Gojo and Geto. Gege Akutami basically wrote a romance without calling it one. My one and only, we are the strongest. The blue spring youth of two boys who were supposed to change the world together, only for one to fall into darkness. This ship is fueled by grief. Shippers love a right person, wrong time story. The tragedy of Gojo having to kill the person he loved most, his only equal, is the ultimate fanfiction fuel. It's peak angst, and the JJK fandom lives for it. Now, here is where we have to get critical. Shipping is a hobby, but for some, it becomes a religion. There is a phenomenon where fanon replaces canon. Fanon is the version of a character created by the fans. For example, in MHA, fanon often portrays Bakugo as a soft person, who is secretly sweet to Deku, or they portray Deku as a submissive cinnamon roll. In reality, Bakugo is a loud, aggressive jerk for 90% of the series, and Deku is a tactical, strong-willed hero. The problem arises when fans start believing their headcanons are the absolute truth. You'll see fans on TikTok claiming it's literally canon that Gojo is gay, or the author confirmed Kageyama is in love with Hinata. Spoiler alert, they didn't. This canon washing leads to a weird sense of entitlement. Shippers will comb through every frame of an anime looking for clues. A character wearing a certain color or standing in a certain position becomes proof of their sexuality. While it's fun to theorize, it becomes a problem when fans start attacking anyone who disagrees. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, toxicity. There is a segment of the BL shipping community that is frankly terrifying. It usually starts with the hatred of female characters. In My Hero Academia, Ochikaka Uraraka is frequently the target of immense vitriol from BakuDeku shippers. Why? Because she is the canonical love interest. To these fans, she isn't a character, she's an obstacle. She's boring, annoying, or gets in the way of the boys. We saw the same thing with Nobara in Jujutsu Kaisen, or any girl who dares to have a close bond with a popular male lead. This toxicity isn't just directed at fictional girls, it's directed at creators. Shippers have been known to send death threats to authors like Kohei Horikoshi because their ship didn't sink or sail the way they wanted. Then there's the anti versus pro shipper wars. Some fans have appointed themselves the moral police of the internet. They will harass you for shipping something they deem problematic, like a teacher-student dynamic or a ship with a large age gap. The irony? Often these same moral fans are the ones engaging in the most intense harassment, doxing people over drawings. Another reason the obsession turns toxic is the accusation of queerbaiting. Fans feel that authors purposely write queer erotic tension to keep the female audience engaged without ever intending to make the characters canonically queer. They feel the author is teasing them, but we have to remember these are shonen manga. They are primarily marketed to young boys in Japan. While the female fujoshi audience is massive and brings in a lot of money, the core genre constraints of shonen often prioritize brotherhood over romance. Is it queerbaiting, or is it just fans reading too much into a deep friendship? The answer usually lies somewhere in the middle, but for the obsessed shipper, it's always a personal betrayal by the author. So, why are girls obsessed with BL pairings? Because at the end of the day, these ships offer something that traditional romance often doesn't: equality, intensity, and a lack of gendered baggage. It's about the soulmate trope taken to its absolute limit. There's nothing wrong with shipping. It's a way to engage with a story, to be creative, and to find community. The problem only starts when we lose sight of reality, when we start hating real people, harassing authors, or treating our headcanons as the only correct way to view a series. We've officially rotted too far. Anime is about connection. Whether that connection is platonic, romantic, or something in between is often up to the viewer's imagination. Just remember to respect the source material, and more importantly, respect the people behind the screens. What's your OTP from the big three? And have you ever encountered a toxic shipping war in your favorite fandom? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more anime analysis. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.